It is April 23rd, and I missed making a video last week because I was still sick. I'm still sick, but I can at least talk now without coughing all the time. You may hear me sniffing, but that's just because it's all allergies, and I guess I'm just getting back into my Texas allergies, which are so much fun, and I didn't miss them. But as I said in my last video, April was going to be all the finishes April, and I pulled out a bunch of things I wanted to finish. I can happily say that I did accomplish quite a few finishes, so we'll start with those, and then we will talk about some other things I have. So I finished the Sasquatch. I did him in this like natural looking variegated. If you look here, hopefully this will show, I did add some black for his little like fuzzies, and then some black around his face. So that's the first one, or that's actually the last one I finished. But then I finished the raccoon. He actually kind of doesn't look like a raccoon. He needs the different colors, but I did add, I kind of fussy cut to add his eyes and nose, because on the fox, I left the blank spots blank because it's supposed to be done on white fabric, and so he doesn't have a face. So I almost want to go back and add white into those spots just to make him look better, but he does look like a fox. So that's the first one I finished, was the fox. And then these are the other ones that I had already finished. The bat. The Nessie. I love Nessie. I think she looks great in those colors. And the unicorn. Alright, so we're gonna put these over here. Sorry. Okay, so I also finished the cat with the broom and the spider web, and I picked out a spider. I'm gonna do this little black spider. I have purple, orange, green, and black, and after laying them all on there, I decided on the black one. I was gonna do orange so it would kind of match his eyes, but then I decided against it. So the spider goes right here, but I want to, it's plastic and there's no holes or anything, so I don't have to glue it on. So I have to find the piece that the stand up that I want to put this in, and I need to iron it, obviously. And once I iron it and get it mounted on the sticky board and in the stand up, last thing I will do is glue the spider on. But he's so cute. He has a little bit, yeah, you can kind of see his little face if I hold it at an angle. So the spider will be the last thing on there. And then the other thing I wanted to try and finish was the Wicked Witch of the West. So I finished this line, and then I did the outline so I could see what I had left. So all of this is just black fill-in. And the reason this line is here is because I went around, and then when I got to here, I went up here to make sure they would match. And then I had a ton of extra thread left, so I just went across. And so, and all these are just the ends that I'm going to stitch over on the back, and then I don't have to make knots or anything. But so she's coming along. I don't know if she'll be finished by the end of April, because today's the 23rd, so I have like 8 days, but I don't know. We'll see. She might get finished. If not, she'll get almost finished, because this really isn't a lot when it's just fill in. It's just zip, 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 you know, so not too big a deal. So since I was doing the finishes. I didn't work on any of the other things that I had been working on. And one of the reasons I did that outline was not only so I'd know how much was left to do, but so that I could take that in the living room and just fill in without having to have a pattern or anything like that. It's just all black. I've got some pre-threaded needles. And this spool, you can see, we're down to where we can actually see spool now, so, but that's fine. I got my latest issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine, and I flipped through it, and let's see, here's the page. I always say I'm going to stitch stuff out of these, and then I don't, but this one is a full coverage piece, but it's not very big. I like that one, and oh, I like this one. This one's supposed to be like front and back, but I just like the back. It's like fireflies in a little jar. And oh, this one is a series. It's in the other magazines as well, so you have to have the whole series. But then I also like this one, and I like this one, but I think if I did it, I would make it in each little piece as an ornament, because they look like little seed packets. So I always say, oh, I like this one and this one and this one. I don't think I've ever actually stitched anything out of a magazine except for that cat that I just showed you, and he came out of a Halloween one, but... Another thing I got that I haven't started looking at yet is my first seed catalog. I know it's kind of late for some seeds for spring, but there's summer, there's fall, and plus I just really like looking at seed catalogs. So this is my first one. I've ordered 2 more. Look at these pumpkins. I don't know that I would ever grow pumpkins because I wouldn't know what to do with them. Like, I don't really like pumpkin. I'm not gonna make jack-o'-lanterns, but anyways. So I work at Walmart, and my Walmart is going through a huge renovation right now. They just started, but they put tons of stuff on clearance. So one of the things they put on clearance was this, oh, I wish I'd have kept the paper. The company that starts with a C. They make the anchor floss. Coats and Clark. This box, so it's red on the front, and inside it has a little embroidery book that has all different stitches in several languages that it shows you. It also shows you how to make friendship bracelets, but here's the embroidery stitches, and it had some bobbins, and it had a floss minder, floss holder, and then it has 72 skeins of floss. And I was like, oh wow, because it was only $5. It was on clearance for $5. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. But it's 3 of each color. There's only 24 colors. But that's fine. They also don't have the numbers on them. And the little sheet that was on the front didn't have the numbers on it either. So I don't know which Coats and Clark colors these are, which would be the anchor colors, but that's okay because there was 3 black, which I bought all the rest of the black that we had on the shelf with DMC. There's 3 white. I bought a bunch of white as well. And so if you're somebody who just picks colors from stash and gets as close as possible, then does it really matter? Will I ever use that much floss? Probably not. I have tons of floss over there, and I'm still buying more floss because there are things where I want to use the exact colors that the designer picked. Other times I don't really care. A blue's a blue, so we'll see. Another thing I bought for my other channel is I bought these Create a Color Mega colors, And they're just color pencils, but they're huge compared to normal color pencils. And I already used them on my coloring channel, so this is what they look like. I'll try to hold them up without tumping them out. And as you can see, like, this is my finger, and the pencil's almost as big as my finger. So, and they color really nicely. I colored in like a child's coloring book, so that's textured paper, but they color nicely. There's a metallic set as well I may get eventually. These were kind of expensive. I think these were like $40, and there's only 24 of them off of Amazon, but I don't care. And then something I bought at work was these. I haven't shown these on my other channel yet. I'm not a huge Paper Mate Flare fan. They're decent for writing with, and they're decent for coloring with, but these are metallic. And it looks like it's like a bullet nib, or like a metal nib, but it says glittery ink shines on white paper. So they're medium point, and they're all these colors. These colors are called City Lights. So we shall see. Boost your writing fun factor with Paper Mate Flare felt tip pens. Won't bleed through paper. So haven't opened these yet, but we will use them on the other channel. As far as reading, I've been reading a book. I honestly don't know what it's called. Hold on. I got it from NetGalley, and it is a fairy tale, like a true fairy tale. There's a fairy world. It is called The Lost Story. I'm on page 92 of 290, so I really like it so far. I've also been, I don't have the cover pulled up. I've also been still listening to Ruthless Vows. I've got an hour and a half left of it. As far as I know, it's only a duology, so it's gonna wrap up here pretty quick, and we'll be done with it. But I really like it too. It's got strong female lead characters, and but I think because there's two divines, two gods, I think the one that we think is the bad guy really isn't as bad as the one we think is the good guy. But I don't know yet. Obviously the bad guy's the bad guy because he's blowing people up and using, you know, demon type creatures to blow people up and eat people. So obviously he's not good, but I think the good guy, I think she's telling a fib. But we'll see. I have like 2 or 3 more days to finish that up, so I probably ought to finish that up soon. What else? Looking around my desk because I got everything just laid out. So I bought 2 pepper plants and the tomato plant that I've had. So I want to get strawberries, and then my husband still said he's going to build me a raised bed in the backyard. I just have to figure out where I want it. And the problem is there's 2 huge oak trees in the backyard, so there's not a lot of sun. So I don't know. I still got to figure out where we're going to put that. And part of me is like, oh my gosh, raised bed, that's why I got the seed catalog, and yay. And then part of me is like, if I plant stuff, then I have to go out there and water it. I have to take care of it. I have to keep the bugs off of it. I have to keep the birds out of it. Once it grows, then I have to harvest it, and then I have to figure out something to do with it after I've harvested it. So it's like, I'm super excited, but then there's all that work that goes with it that I've gotten very lazy. I love my plants, I really do, and I was so upset when my plants froze, but now 2 of them have started growing, like babies have started growing from the roots. So I'm pretty happy about that. One is actually making 2 babies from the roots. My poor aloe, he still only has three leaves, 3 succulent pieces, whatever, because the center rotted out. So I'm hoping like some pups or something will start growing from the edges. I don't know yet. We'll see. I may just have to buy another one. And my alligator tears or mother of many, those haven't come back either. That one's all the way dead. So this weekend we worked on our yard. We cut a bunch of tree limbs. 2 of the big bushes in the front, I squared them back up so they look like what they're supposed to, they look like subdivision shrubbery. We do have a huge one that my husband was like, you're gonna have to get like the attachment for our weed eater to cut that. He goes, because I'm not doing that by hand, because it's taller than I am. It's maybe 6 feet tall and probably about 10 feet wide. So that's a lot of hand clipping. My arms were so tired just for doing the 2 small ones. But it looks so much better. Our yard looks so much better. And the large trash guy came today, so I got rid of all the big limbs that we cut down. And there was like just this one random tree that was growing through the center of one of the shrubs, so I cut it off and yanked that out and got rid of that too. So we're just being the adults, taking care of the yard, I do rent, but I don't want to get in trouble, with the landlord. There's not an HOA, but I still don't want the neighbors calling the landlord and being like, your renters are letting your yard get all shrubby and trashy and ugly. I don't want to be that guy. So that's done. I took my car, put my car in the shop, dropped it off Sunday. They called me yesterday to figure out what needed to be done, and then they said give them a couple of days, so I haven't heard anything today. Hopefully I'll hear something tomorrow about what needs to be done and what it's going to cost me. Not looking forward to that. I have a feeling it's not going to be cheap, but it's something that needs to be done. So my dad kind of wants his Jeep back. He hasn't said he wants it back, but his tone tells me he wants it back. So, yeah, I put up a new video over on my coloring page. I also went to the lake today and I took a couple of videos. It was super windy, super windy. So I don't know how long a short can be because the videos are like a minute. So I may either have to edit them down to fit the shorts, or I may just upload them as is and they're just really short videos. I put one of them on my TikTok. This is gonna be a short video. It's only about 18 minutes, but I really don't have anything else to say. I always feel like I just like speed through everything, and maybe I do. I don't know. But I don't have like huge amounts of progress to talk about on stuff usually. So, and I don't have a whole lot of whips every week, but it is what it is. I thank all of you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And next month, we're going to do Star Wars because it's May the 4th. We're going to do Star Wars stitching all month. Thanks. Have a great day.